Hello, listeners, and welcome to Spooky Time with Mike and Mindy.
Hi, spookers.
Hi.
In this episode, we're going to talk about the Fear District in Milwaukee, located at the Fiserv Forum.
Mm-hmm.
We got to go last night,
We did.
and we have been really excited to go check this out. And if you follow us on YouTube, Spooky Time with Mike and Mindy, you are seeing 2 videos of construction updates and stuff because we happened to be down there for some concerts.
Yeah, we were there in the area, and we thought we'd just, record it, because pretty much, so for those that don't know the lay of the land, it's like the Deer District is what it's called. It's right outside the Fiserv
Because
Forum.
the books!
Yep, the books. More on that later.
Yeah.
More on that later. But yeah, so there's kind of like a walking area. It's like a city block where there's no cars allowed, pretty much. Or there's a couple buildings and a walking area. So right outside of the actual arena, the Fiserv Forum, is where the Fear District was being set up. So all these houses and stuff, they were constructing it there. So we just recorded a few things to just take a peek.
Yeah, so there is a video now up of our time at the Fear District, up and operational, fully functioning. So you can check that out. Of course, we couldn't record or take pictures in the houses, but that's totally fine. So where do you want to start? Should we say when this is? I mean, it's Thursdays to Sundays. It's already open until November 3rd. And then on Thursdays and Fridays, I think it's just open at night. And it's important to note that the houses don't open until 6. And on the weekends from 11 to 6 and 2 to 6, Saturdays and Sundays, it's more kid-friendly. So there's like a corn maze instead of a haunted cornfield and, things like that.
Pretty much all the houses are still the same. Mm-hmm. And the kids can go through them, but they don't get scared by scare actors. It's more for trick-or-treating. So it's like trick-or-treat trails. Yeah,
it's really cool because when we were walking around, we noticed a lot of signs about like trick-or-treat here.
Yeah.
And so kids and adults can go dressed up. Adults can't have like masks and things like that, security things.
Yeah.
But you can go around and trick-or-treat there, which is so cool.
Yeah, and there were also like carnival-type games, which I played all 3.
Yes, you did. Do you want to talk about those?
Yeah, well, I'll just say, too, like there's going to be a corresponding or correlating YouTube video of this, our experience there, which we will say, too, it's a brand new camera, so we're learning the ropes, so to speak. I think it gives you a good view into what it looks like visually.
Yeah, but so bear with me on the motion.
Forgive the motion because we're learning, but so some of those carnival games are shown on there. That's why I bring it up right now. But yeah, the carnival games were a little fun. There's like a ring toss with moving skeletons, and you have to like get it on their hands pretty much.
Yeah, which Mike did win that one.
I did get a ring on one of their hands.
Yeah, he put a ring on it.
I liked it, so I put a ring on it.
It's really cool, though, too, because the prizes that you can win, they were all Bucks themed or basketball themed. So there were like hand clappers that have the Bucks logo on it, light up bracelets, or little basketball hoops and stuff.
Yeah, so it definitely was like a Halloween celebration
with the Bucks.
Yeah.
It's really cool. And, the home opener and stuff, is that what it's still called? Would be in October as well. So this will still be open.
While the Fear District is going on.
Yeah.
That's going to be cool.
Yeah, that's going to be super cool. There was that ring toss game with the skeletons. Mm-hmm. Then there was a basketball shooting type of game.
Yeah, with like skulls.
Yeah, it was like more Pirates themed.
Like rubbery skulls and, the giant skeletons holding like wire baskets, and they kind of moved around, so it wasn't like a stationary hoop or something.
Yeah.
I got close twice.
Yeah.
I hit the wire basket that the skeleton was holding, but I didn't
get it in.
Didn't get it up enough to go up and into it.
Yeah.
It kind of hit the side, but I mean, good accuracy as far as like getting it to where the wire basket was.
Yeah, it was really cool too because these skeletons were animatronics as well.
Yes, they spoke and moved around.
Yeah, and they were huge, and it was really cool. And I do want to mention too that all three of these games were stationed in each of the different themed areas. They also, the people operating those games, the first one was a vampire because it was in the vampire village. The second one was a pirate because it was in Dead Man's Wharf. And then the third one was a scarecrow because it was Scare Acres. And I thought it was really cool that it was themed so well that even the people operating those games were themed with that area. And then the last game was a beanbag toss with the scarecrows, where you had to throw the beanbag to knock over the crows that were sitting on top of the scarecrows.
Yes.
Which Mike did not win that one either.
No, I grazed one of the crows.
Yeah. So, and Mike is like super scared of scarecrows, so maybe that's why you didn't do that well on that one.
Say I'm super scared.
They make him uneasy.
Yeah, well, I think it's, about the scarecrow things, and I get it. It's you don't know if it's real, it's not. You don't know if it's gonna get you or not. You don't know if it's fake.
Yeah.
That's the only thing about scarecrows.
Yeah. But I really did love all of the roaming scare actors as well, because they were out throughout the day and the night.
Yes, they were.
And it wasn't very scary walking through. This is very, I feel like, kid friendly and a good way to introduce kids to haunted stuff.
Yeah, family friendly and like a spooky vibe.
Yeah, and if you do the houses, those you do have to pay for. The rest of it you can walk around. You have to pay to play the games and stuff too.
Yeah.
But I feel like these houses and this experience, because it's still light out, it's a really good way to introduce kids if you go at like between 6 and 7 to go through the houses, because it's still kind of sunny at the moment. So it's kind of like a nice introduction.
Yeah.
Let's see. Then also, I don't want to talk too much about the houses yet, because I think that'll be like our final thing we talk about.
Yeah, well, I'll just say too, since you mentioned the roving scare actors, kudos on like costumes and makeup.
Oh yeah, their face makeup, all the makeup and the costumes in the houses and out, I think were awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. They were really on point. There was a lot of contact wearing as well too, to like really get in the character and like stare into your soul and stuff, and like it was just really good. It was really good. They also did have face painting, an area where kids or maybe even adults could get their faces painted for a small price. Yeah. And that was really cool. They did have food and drink tents around, obviously sponsored by Jack Daniels. I mean, it was plastered everywhere. You couldn't miss it.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, so they did have like stands, and each stand though was again themed for the 3 different areas too.
Yeah.
So that was kind of nice.
Yeah, they had like garlic hanging on the vampire one, and then
they did.
Yeah, it was really cool. They were all themed differently. The pirates one had this big pirates figure outside of it, and I did notice that there wasn't really any fun themed non-alcoholic beverages. They were all just like either alcohol or sodas.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and then as far as the food goes, there wasn't anything vegan, really, other than maybe cotton candy and maybe fries, if that's what the Bloody Fingers were. But we weren't...
We thought Bloody Fingers was fries and ketchup, but we did not do our due diligence to find out. Yeah.
But otherwise, it looked like there was like hot dogs and popcorn and things like that. So there are some snacky foods, but since you're right by so many restaurants, it's like... you don't necessarily need to eat there, but they do have a lot of alcohol options for people. So, and I did find out, well, I didn't find out, Renee found out you can get hot cider at the main circular Pirates
in the middle,
Jack Daniels one. They only have hot cider like with rum or whatever on the menu, but she asked and was able to just get hot cider without the alcohol. So if you do want something sort of themed and warm, because it's getting colder and colder now in Wisconsin, it's nice to have that option. And it's a shame that they don't just list that out and tell everyone that they can get hot cider there, because that's such a fall themed easy drink to have, I think, for everyone.
Yeah.
But maybe that'll change in the coming weeks. Who knows? Anything else on food and drink or anything like that? Otherwise, I was going to talk about some of the photo ops that were around.
I would just say, so for those that haven't been to the Deer District or any of that, there are, as far as food and drink goes, I mean, there are actual restaurants like right beyond the Fear.
The
area.
Fear setup.
Right beyond there. So, there's I'd say like carnival fare really for food, but there's also restaurants right there. So just if for planning purposes, in case you're wondering, or just grab a filling bite to eat ahead of time, and then you can snack later. That's fine too. But just in case you didn't know, haven't been there yet.
Exactly. They do have a beer garden too. That's down. I filmed some of that as well. And
right where the face painting is.
Yeah, they actually do have a schedule of scary movies that they're going to be showing. I think on Saturdays maybe. Coming up in the coming weeks and stuff. I think I saw Halloween and like some other classics and things like that that'll be shown. So of course, if you do have little kids, that's something to be aware of if you are going to be going down there, because you don't want them to walk in on something super horrifying. Or maybe you do. Good for you then.
Yeah, maybe you're right.
And I think those are free to just, hang out and watch, and you can grab a beer and grab some snacks or whatever it is. But yeah, so do you want to talk about photo ops that are available? Or are you looking up, like, the schedule?
Oh, yeah, I was just going to see what the movies were. So.
Were you able to find it?
Here we go. Yep.
Oh, I am disappointed that I didn't get a picture with Bango in his skeleton outfit, because I felt like with all the promos and stuff with him, or the pictures that I saw with him in his little skeleton outfit, that would have been awesome to have him walking around or have it be an option to just do that. So I was a little bummed that we didn't see him, but...
So, here it is. In case you're curious, every Thursday...
Oh, okay.
Thursdays at 7 p.m. they will have a different movie starting in October. So, first one will be Halloween, October 3rd, Texas Chainsaw, October 10th, Nightmare on Elm Street, October 17th, Scream, October 24th, and Friday the 13th on October 31st.
Yeah. So, Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I wonder if that's the old one or the new one, but either way, it can be gross.
I would assume that these are all the originals.
I would think so.
Because there's multiple Friday the 13th and multiple Halloweens now, so
true.
I'm going to assume that it's the originals.
That's true. That's probably the best guess.
Good point. They didn't give a year.
Yeah.
So I'm led to assume it's the originals.
Yeah, probably. Then there's some photo ops in each of the areas. They have some coffins that you can actually kind of get in to take pictures in Vampire Village. You can get in the stockades over in the pirate area. And then there's also these little scarecrows that are set up where you can put your face in like the holes and then look like scarecrows, which is pretty cute. So we have a few of those pictures because Mike went into some of those to take some pics. So I think that's fun and free and like just adds to like the Halloween spirit. So
yeah.
Also, they do have Bucks merch available. They have a little pro shop truck set up, which was cool. I mean, it's good to be able to just grab Bucks gear whenever, or a hat if it's cold and you didn't bring one. But they did have a new Fear the Deer shirt that was 90s and purple and green and stuff, and it looked really cool. Along with some Day of the Dead type of style ones, which were awesome.
Yeah, like skulls and then like a buck's head skull.
Yeah, that was like painted. It was really cool.
Yeah.
So definitely check that out. They have like all the koozies and anything you could think of has Bucks slapped onto it. You could probably buy it there.
Yeah.
So, and then since we're on the topic of the Bucks, do we want to mention what happened?
Oh, maybe a player, possibly a famous one. I don't know if anyone's ever really heard of this guy.
Maybe that Giannis guy?
Yeah, Giannis? Is that his name? No, honestly, Giannis was there.
Yeah. And we found out because there were girls
screaming
who ran out of Punch Bowl Social. Is that social bowl?
Punch social bowl. One of the three.
The bowling place. Yeah. One girl was like running out in her bowling shoes she had on, and like they were just screaming, and like we're like, what is happening? And then all of a sudden there's this tall guy over there, and we're like, oh, that guy looks familiar.
That's Giannis. Yeah, so Giannis, stopped by and took a look. He's one of the, I would say, more outspoken Bucks team players about just being enthused generally about the city of Milwaukee.
Yeah.
So, yeah, he made a stop by and took a peek, and I didn't think he was expecting to like
get noticed
make
right
it
away.
a photo op because he's just like wearing a hoodie, kind of unassuming, but he's incredibly tall.
He's so tall,
and there were security guys around him, you know. But yeah, I mean, I don't think that there was as much fanfare as there probably should have been, but because I think a lot of people didn't know who he was or that he was there.
I think that people just there weren't enough people. You know what I mean? Because this was kind of dead compared to what I thought it would be. Especially when we first got there, because he still got there when the sun was up.
Yeah, I mean, so we were there the first Saturday. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, and also, too, I mean, it is kind of early, right? It's technically not October yet.
Right, yeah. So.
It's not full-on spooky season for most people, although for us, it's year-round, right? You know, and there's ebbing and flowing and peaks and valleys, but for most people, it's October. It's only October.
Yeah. So, but I also was thinking that he is just too tall. He would not be able to fit in some of those houses.
Actually, some of the houses which have open tops, you might be able to spot him walking through.
Oh, yeah, that's true. He
like in the cornfields?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you would be like, oh, there's Giannis walking through the cornfield.
That's true.
You have to, like, watch to make sure he doesn't hit his head on some of the things.
Yeah, oh my gosh. So, yeah, that was really cool, but do we want to talk about the houses now?
I'm just trying to think if we covered everything prior to that. One thing I just want to see in general before we get to the houses, everyone really seemed to be into it.
Yeah, I agree.
Like, all of the scare actors, like, the people working the booths, the people in makeup, the people walking around, the people running the, like, carnival games. Like, yeah.
Everybody just seemed happy and excited, and everybody, for the most part, was smiling and engaging and, like, just having a good time.
And maybe they were smiling with, a roll full of sharp, dagger-like teeth.
Oh, yeah.
But they were smiling.
Yeah.
They were smiling. They were happy that they were about to eat you.
Yeah. No, yeah. I mean, I think it was a really good experience overall as far as the engagement.
It didn't feel forced. It didn't feel like people had to be there. It felt like they wanted to be there.
And oddly relaxed for a Halloween spooky event.
Yeah.
So.
It was, like, very fun, very chill. Like, everyone was happy about it. And, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
I liked it.
So
that's just the general experience outside of the houses that I just wanted to convey.
Yeah, no, we weren't relaxed in the houses. We were scared in the houses, but outside, yeah. Mm-hmm. So we want to talk then about. We can go in the order that we entered them.
Okay. Yeah.
So the first one we did was Scare Acres, which is the Scarecrow one. Mm-hmm. We chose to do this one first because
around dusk.
Yeah, it wasn't fully dark yet, and we just kind of felt like being in a cornfield's kind of the best, for a dusky sort of vibe.
Sun setting.
Yeah. I loved this house. It wasn't even really a house.
There was a house.
We're going to call them houses just because it's easier to say we went into this
zones,
house. Yeah.
Whatever, it's fine.
But it was, you walked through a cornfield. There was like this crazy butcher guy in one of the scenes.
Because you went to like a farm.
Yeah, you went to a farm. And then there was like this crazy lady in this farmhouse with this demonic baby on the wall.
Oh, you gave it away?
Yeah.
Oh, I was going to say, like, bonus points if you noticed the baby, because I was the only one in our group that noticed the baby.
Yeah, I only noticed because you pointed it out. I was like, oh, because I was too focused on the weird, like, the nursery was all falling apart.
Oh.
So I didn't look up, which I guess I should have known to look up because the scares aren't only coming from the sides. Some of these scare actors, like,
are
up there.
Yeah.
So you're getting scared from every angle, and these houses, like, were very detailed compared to what I expected.
Yeah, they definitely had a budget. I will say that.
Yeah.
They definitely had a budget for these houses.
And some really creative people behind designing
these.
these.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and I loved the way all the scarecrows looked. The butcher was disgusting. Like everything in this house made you feel like you were on a farm.
Yeah. Well, and I will say this too. I don't necessarily remember which house this was in, but like some of the makeup too for some of the scare actors definitely was chosen to be a bit more illuminated for when it got darker and they were lit by like fluorescence or
Yeah.
black lights or something.
Yeah.
So like even that too.
Yeah.
So I'd like to maybe go through if we ever go back,
Yeah.
to Scare Acres, doing it at night.
Yeah, I agree. I think that all these houses are going to be different experiences every time you go, too, just because some of them are maze-like in nature, and the scare actors really seem to have a lot of leeway with kind of roaming and moving around.
Yeah.
So your scares could really come from anywhere. Like there are some themed scares that go in some areas, but I feel like their reach is just further than you expect to. So, and the opportunity for scaring is awesome and great. Do you have anything else to say about the corn?
Well, I will just say that like you could tell that the maze was the literal maze. Like you had to like walk around through this cornfield, and one of the things I liked is that the scare actors seemed to be kind of centrally located. Then you had to walk around them.
Yeah.
So they could do the initial scare, find out who's the most fearful.
Yeah.
And then have more opportunities to do targeted scares then.
Yeah.
Because you have to walk around them.
Right.
But you don't necessarily know you're walking around them.
Right.
Because you don't know how the cornfield's set up.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I liked that it seemed like the scare actors got a good opportunity to really figure you out.
Yeah.
Like to learn about your group that you go with.
And you did just go in small groups. I mean, there weren't a lot of people in the lines when we were there, so maybe we just kind of lucked out because, like you said, we were there early and stuff. But it was just the four of us going through, pretty much so everyone could focus on us in those houses.
Maybe we should have done one piece of housekeeping, which was to say that the how you gain access to the houses, it's not just included, right? Did we talk about that?
I did say that. The houses,
you
you pay for the houses.
Oh, okay, and they give you bands.
Yeah, they give you a wristband or a ticket that they scan, and then they give you a wristband.
One thing that I didn't necessarily think about or know was that you can go through 3. So it's not one for each house. You could go through 1 3 times.
Yeah, so
it's 3 walkthroughs in total.
Yeah.
Should you choose to go 1 through each or redo one and miss one?
Yeah.
That I didn't know. Sorry.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. So you get 3 tickets for the houses, and you can do Scare Acres the entire time if you want. Or you can use one for each. Or if you have a kid that is brand new to this and they're particularly afraid of, dark, stroby fog areas, skip Pirates and go to the other 2 or something. So,
But as far as Scare Acres goes, I think that's about it. I will say too that what I liked about this one and the other ones too is as you leave, like they strategically placed the roaming scare actors so that when you leave the house, they can try to get that last bit of fear out of you.
Yeah.
But for Scare Acres, I also liked, at least for what I felt was good, comparing to other experiences I will not name. But they did do like kind of shouting to catch you off guard, but no one flat out just like screamed in your face. That was nice.
Yeah.
So they did do the sounds to like catch you off guard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like I did hear 1 or 2 scare actors scream at one point, but it was not like a constant type of thing.
Yeah. It was just to get the initial.
Yeah.
Yeah. Was this the house that had the air pumps by your feet? Yeah.
Yeah, I
gotcha.
I get scared pretty easily.
Unexpected sounds or like blasts of air.
Blasts of air really get me.
They do.
So there was a few of those in the Scare Acres. So
it's really funny.
Yeah, it was fun. So Dead Man's Wharf was the second one we went through, and it was so much longer than I thought it was going to be. Like, for some reason, I thought it was going to be a much shorter house.
Yeah.
But it went on for quite a while. And you not only were on like a pirate ship, you ended up like in the underside, or not the underside, like the jail cells of a pirate ship too, and like you ended up walking the plank at one point, so they actually had like the plank drawn on the ground and some sea creatures and sharks and tentacles coming up, and it was just really cool. I did not like the jail area. I think that's the only thing that I really had a problem with. Was it was very long and incredibly foggy that you could taste the fog. And like I've had a cold for so long, and it was just kind of really bothering me in general, because it wasn't aerated very well, and it was a long time that you were down in there.
I liked it.
Yeah, there were strobe
Differing
lights
opinion here.
Yeah,
I thought it was amazing.
It was really good.
I love when you can set up a sustained fog, because as someone that's been involved with, you know, we'll say amateur frights that we've done before, or Halloween parties, you know, in basements, trying to get a sustained fog in an environment is like next to impossible. Yeah. So I liked it. Yes, you could definitely taste the fog, and now I'm thinking about it, I feel like I can still taste the fog in my mouth. But I liked that it created that haze. Yeah. You know, because otherwise it would just be a big open room with, you know, a bunch of what do you know,
jail cell walls,
cell walls and stuff like that, or fences, not fences. You know what I mean? You know, so you would just
jail bars.
You would just be able to see it all. So you wouldn't, you know, like you couldn't just.
That's true. You wouldn't be guessing as you kind of go through this jail maze,
which was fun. I liked that setup. I appreciated.
They had like heads hanging down and heads stuck in the bars and stuff.
Yeah, I liked that. Yeah, there was a scare actor posted for that room, so it seemed like there was like a scare actor that was in charge of, you know, a zone. Like each zone in the house had one person that was, you know, kind of in charge of it, which is fine. Yeah, and you know what I like too is that, for the most part, they interacted with you. They got close, but they didn't impede. Right. They didn't prevent you from going somewhere. They didn't get too close to you.
One of them did grab my backpack, and I was not able to go right away, but otherwise, yes, that was fine.
That was really funny, though. Yeah. That was really great. No, but I liked the jail area. Yeah, you walked the plank, and there was like sharks on either side.
Yeah, it was
what I liked about it, that it was fun and creative. What I didn't like about it is there wasn't really any consequence if you fell off the plank, so to speak. You know what I mean? You know, like, it's not like there was a scare actor in the corner. You know, if you would have like stepped off, they would have been like, "I'm a shark."
Or like if you get like shot with air or something. If you cross
or they just spray you with water or something. You know, like just like a quick spritz. You know, not like opening a fire hose on you. But you know, like that was fun. But I wish like if they did that, there was just a little bit more. Like if you would have. Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah. Well, and I wonder what the daytime experience is like as well, because it does mention a walk the plank type of activity for kids. So I wonder what that really involves.
Maybe, okay. Yeah. And that's fine. Yeah. So maybe it's dual purposed, and that's all right. Yeah. Maybe I just misunderstood the meaning. But I just thought that it would be kind of fun. Like if you...
Oh, yeah, definitely.
You get off the plank, you're in water. So
like, just like a spurt of water or something. That would be really cool.
Yeah, maybe like the shark with the open mouth just kind of...
Yeah, but then I guess you're going to have water then on the floor. It's a trip hazard, all those things, you know, safety.
Well, whatever.
So not everything can be done.
But yeah, you also encountered... I'm sure he had a name, but I don't remember right now. But yeah, he had gold. Like, you stumbled upon a treasure.
Oh, yeah. So. Yeah, that was pretty cool. Like, I feel like it had everything you could think of, except for maybe mermaids I didn't see in the pirate house, but... Yeah. And that's, like, the only thing I could think of pirate-related, which isn't exactly pirate-related, you know? Yeah. That was missing from that house. But otherwise, there was treasure, there was a plank, there was a ship, there was a jail, there was, you know, there was all the things that you can think of. I did not like that this house utilized squishy walls.
Is it this one?
Yeah, it was this one. Okay. She was like, enter the abyss, and I have a problem going through these. It just causes sensory overload, and I get very panicked and overwhelmed and claustrophobic. And I was like, is there another way around? Because I could see that there was. But
right
she was
behind her?
Yeah, but she was like, nope. And I was like, all right. I feel like if someone asks you, is there a way to get around a certain obstacle, you should kind of just be like, right this way, rather than too bad. Like, obviously, I was asking for a reason.
Yeah.
And I think that's really my only critique of this entire event is that if someone is like, hey, I can't, like, I don't want to go through this part.
To be fair,
Yeah.
I think a initial reaction would be, do I have to go through that for most people?
Sure.
And most people, I think, have the capacity to go through something like that.
Yeah.
So I think if you would have, like...
If I would have pushed.
If you would have shown a panic or something, they would not have literally forced you by, like, pushing you into it.
Yeah.
And that's the thing, too, is what's difficult about you, and I know, it's because you're so used to, living with, your... I don't know what we call them.
Hang-ups? Obstacles?
Yeah, whatever. Since you're so used to it, you appear as to be a quote-unquote normal person, and, like, you have it together, and it's not really a problem, so...
Yeah.
Yeah,
I guess.
But I'm just saying, I'm pretty sure that if you would have said, but really, though, I have issues with claustrophobia or whatever, like, they probably would have let you go over to the side. Because there was a separate walkway.
Yeah, I don't like being annoying. So I'm like, I'll just go through
fine.
it.
Don't worry about
fine.
it. We have a strategy for these things. So now, normally with squishy walls, my experience is with Six Flags.
Yeah.
But this was a brand new thing.
Yeah,
so
it was a brand new squishy wall, so they were pushing.
These walls were tight. So I figured it out. So my normal strategy is just arms out.
Yeah.
That didn't work. So I actually had to, like, walk sideways, and I had, like, back, and then arms. So, like, I was sideways walking, and that gave me enough.
Yeah. And then I had enough space where I felt okay.
That gave me enough force to open it up. But yeah, normally I just do arms, but like it.
Yeah.
This was like
they were powerful
very,
walls.
very pressured wall.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
And it was tall too. There was no give above you, so like you really felt like
I tried to not pay attention to that.
Yeah. Well, just from my perspective, like I don't have issues with that, so to speak, but it definitely was very tight. It was high pressured, and there was no opening above you.
Yeah.
So it's not like the walls were in on you, but you could see above you. Like, no, it was just blackness all around you.
Right.
So I can understand why that would be a lot for some people. Mm-hmm. So just be aware.
Yeah.
Be aware, and if you feel that you're that type of person that can't handle a sensory experience or something like that, just let them know, like, hey, but really though, I need to walk around.
Yeah, I think if I go again, I'm gonna be like, yeah, but really, I'm gonna go down that tunnel, so you're just gonna let me pass.
Yeah, pretty much. All right. Anything else with the house?
No, I mean, I think overall though it was really great, and it was a lot longer.
It had like the gunshots. It had like that sound thing with the gunshots, the crackly gunshot sounds. So that was fun. Yeah. I like that. It seemed like it felt like they really did go for like a nautical pirates theme. Like it wasn't just like here's people dressed like pirates maybe.
Yeah.
Like it actually like you found buried treasure and then you went into a jail cell and then you walked the plank and I mean like it felt like a pirate's experience.
Yeah. And kind of scary. So
yeah, I liked it. I thought it was very well done.
I agree.
Great job.
And then the last one we did was Vampire Village.
Which I will say this, what I liked is on the outside of it, it's partially enclosed, partially not. The Pirates one definitely had roofs on for a lot of it, but the Vampire Village one didn't for some of the walkthroughs and walkways. And
because it was like a cemetery, so you went through some like mausoleums and things like that.
And as we were walking around the outside of it to go to the front, you could just see
they were just
one
like
of the
peeking
vampire
over.
Scare actors was just looking just enough so that their eyes were staring right at you
with their contacts and stuff.
Yeah, and so I forget who noticed it. Was it you or
I don't
someone
think it
in our
me.
group?
It
like
was Renee, I think.
Yeah, someone in our group just like noticed it. And I looked over there. I'm like, oh God.
Yeah.
Just like staring right out at you.
Yeah.
Ooh, that was good.
Yeah.
That was a nice touch.
Yeah.
Nice touch.
A lot of these people really knew what they were doing.
Oh yeah, they really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
So we went through that one. I liked it.
I did too.
Yeah.
It was themed really well, just like the Pirates one really, like it felt like you were experiencing a graveyard with vampires that had fun music too in parts of it that really immersed you. And, It had all the things you would expect: coffins, vampires, blood,
catacombs of literal skull
Yes.
walls.
Yes.
What?
Yeah.
Ah,
Yeah.
that was good.
Yes, it was just
And
very
a
good.
curtain maze.
Oh yeah, ugh, mazes.
A curtain.
We did get a
maze.
little lost actually, and
What?
ended up hitting a dead end and
So-
everything. It's my fault. I was like, let's go this way.
Yeah.
Don't listen to me.
What I liked about the curtain maze is how quiet it got.
Oh yeah,
I liked that aspect to it.
yeah.
So
They were just like
these
thick
are like
black curtains
thick
too.
black curtains.
Yeah.
And there's a roof. And there's curtains all around you. So obviously the walls have curtains in front of them.
Yeah.
And then the walkways have curtains blocking them too. So you
Yeah.
have to kind of figure out what's the wall, what's the way forward.
Yeah.
But with all of these thick black curtains all around, it has a, like a acoustic or dampening or effect where
Yeah.
it just makes
Sound
things.
cancellation.
Yeah, sound cancellation. It sounded so quiet. And
Yeah.
I was like, oh, this is cool.
Yeah.
And there may or may not have been a scare actor.
Yeah.
Waiting
Roaming around
for you.
with a cowbell.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Maybe not. Who knows? But
Yeah.
it was pretty cool.
Yeah.
This, I think, too, there was an area where there could have been, and might be for other walkthroughs or groups, similar to the Pirates one, where there was like the thin wall, shall we say?
Oh,
So it wasn't the black air cushion walls.
But there was a very tight
There was a very
tunnel.
tight tunnel,
Yeah.
and then a wider path, and then another path for the scare
Yeah.
actors to walk through that was kind of curtained off. And no one was there. I think they probably were, some of them would have said, go through this part, but they weren't there or monitoring that or whatever. So we went through the wider path, obviously. I would have gone through the thinner one, but...
Well, you could have went and just
I was
pushed me through the
leading,
other
so I
one.
didn't want to, leave you behind.
Yeah.
So, but yeah. I don't know. I just thought it was pretty cool.
Yeah, it was really interesting, all the different ways, and you could tell that there were ways to kind of go around some of the enclosed, tightening kind of areas, so more people could enjoy their time, and I think that's true for all the houses, and I don't know, I don't know, I wouldn't say I had low expectations. I didn't have expectations, I think, for this event, other than we're gonna go, it'll be fun.
Yeah, it's new, and we're gonna see what it's about.
Yeah, and I think it's awesome. I think it was super fun, and all the houses are done really well. All the scare actors know what they're doing. It was really enjoyable. Did you have a favorite house out of the three?
Well, see, that's the thing, is if we'd gone through Scare Acres, maybe at night, I'd have had a different experience with it.
Sure.
But part of the problem, too, with Scare Acres, for me, so with Dead Man's Wharf and with the Vampire Village, I definitely felt more immersed because there were walls and a clear break between the general...
And you didn't see, the Fiserv Forum just, up above it?
Exactly.
Yeah.
I felt a bit more in it.
Got it.
With Scare Acres, because there's no top over it,
Yeah.
and the corn stalks only go up so high.
Sure.
And they're kind of thin.
Yeah.
There's enough to, be all in a row, but it's not so thick where you can't see, oh, there's a city street over there. And, oh, there's the people, playing the game with the crows. And, you don't feel, pretty much, you know where you are.
Yeah.
You don't feel you're somewhere else.
Yeah.
You know where you are. For me, that was a little bit distracting.
Well, and I think that's kind of the beauty of this, though, is because this house seems so easy for you to introduce your kids to scary stuff with this house.
Yeah.
Yeah,
absolutely.
So I really enjoyed it. I don't think it was the best or most immersive
I did not
one.
like it. I was just trying to think, from my perspective, how do you separate them all? Obviously themes like pirates or vampires or scarecrows.
Yeah.
For me, obviously, if it's a house focused on scarecrows, it has more of a possibility to instill fear in me, shall we say. But I appreciate that it was the way that it was, so I didn't feel like I was literally lost in a cornfield somewhere with, scarecrows coming to life and killing me.
Yeah, like at Halloween Horror Nights.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
So... It made it easier to get through. It would be an easier one.
Yeah.
It was more focused on fun rather than fright. So
Yeah.
I liked it.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying for my perspective, like, you're right. You look
Sure.
up and there's the Fiserv Forum. And, like,
Yeah.
obviously that's where you are. But
Yeah.
for that moment, right, that
Yeah.
suspension of disbelief and just you're in it.
Yeah.
And you forget a bit where you are. You're
Yeah.
just in that moment.
Yeah.
I didn't get to that sweet spot
Sure.
in this one.
Yeah.
But I still had fun.
Yeah.
Still enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Dead Man's Wharf, I really like the jail.
I think it's my favorite.
I like the
of
jail
three.
area. It had a very coherent, cohesive, clear story.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you saw the wanted posters, you know, for this pirate at the front, and then you find him and
Yeah.
his treasure. So, like,
Yeah.
I like that aspect to it.
Yeah. I thought it had a lot of unique rooms and things that you just didn't expect to walk into, and I really loved it. I thought it was going to be my least favorite of the three because I'm like, pirates? I didn't think it was scary. I just felt immersed, and I really enjoyed the detail of this house, and all the people were just having a great time in this house. You know, they were all engaging.
Yeah.
One guy was like, have a beer, and like
Yeah.
all this stuff. And I was like, I mean, that sounds nice, but we kind of have to keep moving. So,
Yeah.
you know, and I really enjoyed this house a lot.
Okay.
So I think it was my favorite.
I'm going to go with Vampire Village.
That's your favorite?
Yeah, I'm gonna go that one is my favorite. I really, like I said, I loved that black curtain maze and just how, just like deathly still and quiet it got, and I wish there would have been a bit more scares with that.
Sure.
But I understand why you wouldn't necessarily want to do that because you still want people to get through it.
Yeah.
And not get stopped or be afraid to open each curtain.
Yeah.
So I absolutely get that.
Yeah.
I think that just in general, I liked how it all looked and the feel of it. I felt like I was walking through a graveyard.
I think what added to that is last night when we went, it was kind of cold. It was pretty windy, and they had a lot of like curtain flowy effects in this house in this graveyard, which really made you feel kind of whimsical, but like scary because it was all like reds and blacks and stuff. And like I think that really added to this house is because the weather was just perfect for it because there was that chill in the air that you get when it's like something is happening, you know?
Yeah.
So, like, I thought the weather was perfect for this house. It was very immersive, and, like, the sounds and all the scare actors, everything just, like, it worked really well for right when we did that house.
Yeah.
So.
I agree.
Yeah.
Totally agree.
Yeah. Because, like, even when you're outside of the house looking at it, you can see some of those curtains flowing around in the cemetery and all this stuff, and it was just really cool.
Yeah.
Really cool.
A lot of fun.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So, your favorite was Vampire Village. Mine was Dead Man's Wharf. Vampire Village would be my second one, I think. But honestly, I enjoyed all three of these. I would go through all three of them again.
I didn't not like them.
Yeah.
Right? All of them were good. All of them were well done. All of them, I think, hit the mark of what they were going for with each one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hope that this comes back next year because it's definitely something I would go to again.
Yeah.
It was really fun.
No, definitely agree.
Yeah.
Well, and you know, now that it's the whole district there is like done.
Yeah.
Right, because I mean, the Fiserv Forum is new. Like all of this is new. That's why it hasn't been there before because that area hasn't existed yet.
Yeah.
You know, so it's interesting that they did it. It was a fun thing. Whether or not they keep doing it, or if it stays the same, or if they try and change it up, I mean, we'll see. We'll have to see. But one thing is knowing that it's tied to and related to a NBA sports team, they'll have the budget.
Yeah,
that's kind of the thing too.
That's a good point.
Wisconsin here, and me growing up in Wisconsin, we definitely don't lack for local haunts and haunted houses and. We definitely enjoy our fright here in Wisconsin, and there's never been a lack or shortage of these types of events locally to go to. But the thing that separates out this experience from other ones is, I would say, the budget, the money that they had to invest in these creative concepts and the makeups and the effects and all of that. It's different. It's different than just like a volunteer-based thing.
Sure, yeah.
And not that those aren't great.
Oh,
I love them, but I just
Yeah.
want to say, like, this specifically, particularly, was designed to be an experience.
Yeah, and I think it's really good for families too. Like, I think
Yeah.
it's perfect.
Yeah, totally.
Because like they really aren't super gory or
Yes.
anything. It's really
Yes.
scary because it's dark or it's tight or someone's jumping out at you, but it's not. There was only like one part that I thought was kind of gory in
Sure.
Scare Acres with the butcher guy.
Yeah.
But, like-
for the most part, you don't feel like you're going to be in physical peril.
Well, and it's not like he was waving the knife at us or
Yeah.
any. Like, we weren't the ones being intimidated.
Right.
So I just thought it was really great because I feel like anybody that's getting into, any child that's starting to get into, I want to go into scary houses
Yeah.
and stuff like that, this has something for everyone in the family, I think. If you've got like a young kid that just wants to play carnival games and you've got one kid that's like, I'm brave, I can do it, you know, and if they're like, I can only do the Scarecrow one, you guys can go through it 3 times.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. I will say this, though. There was one kid that did get a little bit
He
too
did.
scared. Off to the side, kind of crying, and, you know, like, you feel bad. Like, the mom's got the look on her face, like, did I do it too soon? Like, oh,
Yeah.
I'm such a terrible mother. And I didn't, you know, it's fine. Like, people do what they want. But I wanted to just be like, no, you're not a bad mom. It's fine. Like,
Yeah.
it's good that kids get scared.
And
like,
then know that they're fine.
yeah.
That's
and
part of the process.
honestly, it's fun, or maybe I just have a warped view because,
Yeah.
like, you know, I was exposed to scary stuff at a young age, and I don't know. I feel like I'm fine for the most part.
Right.
Who knows? I mean,
We have a spooky podcast.
I make a
so
spooky
who
podcast,
knows?
so you know, make your own decisions.
Yeah.
You know, make your own choices as a parent. But you know, I don't know. Your kid's gonna be fine.
Yeah.
They'll be all right. You know, it's
Yeah.
not gonna have a lifelong trauma, or if it does, it's like me, and it manifests itself later on in life and becomes like a fun personality quirk. You know,
Yeah.
it's fine. Don't worry about it. It's all about fun.
Yeah.
Being scared is a fun experience because you're not going to die from it. You know,
Right.
these types of things give you that call it like that adrenaline rush, that
Yeah.
that fright, and then you laugh. It's about having a good time, and I think that the Fear District really did a good job of making it about the fun.
Yeah. I agree. I totally agree. I recommend this place 100%. And if you have kids that are too young to go through scary stuff, go during the day then on the weekend because I just think it's a really fun event to experience.
You know what? Just walk around the outskirts if it's too scary for them, and go get their face painted.
Yeah.
Because the face painting is not where all the scares are.
Yeah, exactly.
It's off to the side.
Yeah.
So, you know, walk around the outskirts, go get your face painted.
Test it out. See if they want to go
Come
throw
back in
some
again.
beanbags at a crow.
Well, and I will say this too, and I forget if we stated it very clearly, but the scare actors that are walking around are not like screaming in kids' faces.
Yeah, no.
Like, they're not going after your child to make them cry.
Yeah.
The one kid I noticed just happened to be in the wrong place, wrong time.
Yeah.
But they're not like going after your kids.
Yeah, they're
you know,
not.
they're walking around, so
Yeah.
like they're scary in appearance, but they're not menacing them.
And they were all super friendly and
Yeah.
they all were like all about taking pictures with everyone and they were like, come on, do this photo op and like all these things.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
it was very engaging and very chill. Like we said, it was a very relaxed sort of spooky event.
Yeah.
So I think we could say definitely check it out. Go to the Fiserv Forum to see the Fear District. Maybe go through all the haunted houses.
Maybe see a Bucks player.
Yeah, maybe see Giannis or somebody else,
Who
whoever
knows?
else is a Buck.
Or his brother now, I think.
Yeah, so
which, if I'm wrong, you can feel free to correct and yell at me. I'm not a very sportsy
we're not
sports
so
person,
sportsy.
but I do pay somewhat attention.
So I think that wraps it up. So anything else you want to say? Oh, I will give you a pro tip really quick.
Oh.
Porta potties are available out in the Fear District, but there are flushable toilets by the Punch Bowl Social.
Heated restrooms.
Yes, with a bubbler and all that stuff. Or
On your-
water fountain, drinking fountain, whatever you folks may call it. I call it a bubbler.
Maybe if you're going to the Fear District, it's
all
called a
the
bubbler,
bubbler.
dear. Oh, it's called a bubbler.
All right.
Yep.
So stay spooky,
Stay spooky,
spookers.
spookers.